overview of why this panel even exists. Been working with a lot of artists over the years. Kind of grew up in CHH spiritually, so just over here seeing seeing it evolve. And my biggest thing is, artists doing things in excellence, right? And I think what I've seen over the years is, as it relates to business, is something that we kind of lack, the understanding of like how to do business as artists, and, So I wanted to have this panel with these young men here who are, I think they've been in the business for a while, and they bring a unique perspective. So with that being said, I am going to introduce, I'll let them introduce themselves. Adam.
Adam Thomason, Collision Records. Got my start into the industry itself in 2004, Reach Records. I was roommates with Ben Washer, a lot of people don't know that, but that's when we were shipping CDs out of the trunk, and that's when Merch Line just got started in Florida. And so it was myself, Ben, Leather Table, Liz Nuri, and Craig. And so by default, in 2004, that was before iTunes was big anything, we were just doing things on the street. And then when it exploded in 2008, it was kind of, hey, Reach can only handle 4 artists. Hey, AT, why don't you start a label? So I really got backdoored into being in the industry. And during that time, I read contracts, listened to mix masters, went to the studio, graphic design, t-shirts, merch, anything. Like, I wore like 7 hats, And so that's kind of my introduction into it and how I got to the industry.
Dope. I remember this dude being in my first video. He was a lot smaller. Now, my name is Jason. Some may know me as Jason Watson. I'm an artist as well as the CEO of Nightmare Records. Been around for a minute, put out my first album in 2004, and last year put out my 6th record. So it's been a minute. So I've been able to kind of help steer the careers of artists that are on my label, as well as having just relationships with guys over the years and being able to see the ups and the downs of what we call Christian hip-hop.
Joseph Prielozny, started off with an independent producer in Nashville, worked with them for a few years, jumped on with Reach Records, was with them for about 10 years, and now currently at Word Entertainment, and trying to start up a hip-hop imprint there. So excited to be here, guys.
And just real brief, I went to a church called Epiphany Fellowship in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There I met my husband, Stephen Levite. My pastor was the ambassador. So I was around cross movement. And all the like Christian hip hop cats that was like big, Triple E, Shaolin, everybody. Those were my brothers, and started kind of helping to manage my husband and some other artists. So that's kind of my brief background. So we say CHH a lot. But I wanted to kind of define that. Over the years, it seems that it's had many meanings. It's known as a subgenre or just the community. How would you all define it?
CHH?
Mm-hmm.
I would define it basically when me and Jason got into it. It was really a desire to give an equal quality product that was had a redemptive message to it. And we saw that it really was darkness being put out there, and how music raised, cats in inner city. I mean, that's a simple way. And so we said, well, what if we can raise these cats in inner city with a quality product and a quality message? And the end being the quality message. And so with Christian hip hop, it wasn't really to create its own subculture, but more of to say, there's another message that can invade this culture of hip hop. So I would say CHH for myself. Was always about the end being the message to change souls than it was about retreating from the world and being our own culture.
I would agree with that 100%, and I would just add on to that by saying I think Christian hip hop, even just that term, was a way of saying like, be not afraid to say it's who you are. So it's never like we want to be the what we would call hip-hop, but it was like, we are hip-hop, but we want y'all to know that we are Christians who do this and do this way. So I would say that the definition was definitely A, wanting quality music, B, wanting to make sure that the message was present in what we communicated, and then C, wanting to be able to also communicate a worldview so that others who heard our music were clearly able to see, like, these dudes, not only does their title distinguish them, but it's obvious that their music and the way they view the world distinguishes them as well.
Yeah, I agree with everything these guys say. The only thing I would add is just hip-hop is about boldness, and so just remembering the first time I heard a cross-movement record. I'd listened to Christian music, but there was something distinct about Christian hip-hop and its boldness of the message of Christ.
So lately, there's been a lot of talk about the label of CHH needing to no longer exist, and that it should be called something else. With the genre-specific labels being blurred in music across the board, what are your thoughts on this idea, and do you think having the label limits artists in the genre?
So you catch me at a time where I'm like ultra traveling around the world and seeing the Lord do these miraculous things, right? And reading scriptures. So I think the conversation is overdone. I do not think what God has for you can be limited by a label. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, I could run off a smattering of scriptures of Proverbs 21:1 where it says God controls the heart of the king and moves his heart wherever he wants, just like a river, right? Solomon says in Ecclesiastes, he raises up who he wants to raise up, and he brings down who he wants to bring down. He says, some things happen to the righteous that should happen to the wicked, some things happen to the wicked that should happen to the righteous. And I think we made God labels and break them. And I was telling Jason and Joseph, like, I really want to vomit when I hear people just talk about how that's going to mess up my brain or that's going to limit me in the market. I don't know, what God do you serve? Like, seriously, what God do you serve? Like, it's really appalling. Then I want to say, are you reading the Bible? Because the Bible wouldn't agree with that. Now, like Christian was saying earlier, we're to be excellent, but your excellency doesn't move or hinder God. Right? So do I think the label needs to exist? I go, whatever the burden is. If your burden is to call yourself a Christian, double Christian of the Christian rappers, call yourself that. Right? It's not going to stop what God has for you.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll stop there.
I guess I would say that sometimes the issue isn't necessarily the title itself. It's that we think the method of removing or keeping the title is the answer. And often that's the issue for me. So I don't think you have to wear a title. You know what I mean? I don't think you have to not wear a title. But